everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Lanese, and I blend motivation with spirituality so that you can get the best benefit out of it. Today's video is going to be more spiritual. It's going to be my take on past lives, and this is just going to be like a video where I talk to you about this because it's my take on past lives coming from the perspective of a twin. I'm a twin. We're pretty sure that we're identical. I will talk about that story. Also, why I don't know if we're identical or not in this video. This video, before I start, I just want to say is just the ability to flirt with the idea of past lives, because I want you to know right here, right now, it's not that I don't believe in them. I actually kind of do, but I just kind of want to give my opinion and make this video very interactive. So if you're someone who's searching on YouTube past lives and you find my video and I say something that you don't like, please take it with a grain of salt or kindness, because this is just me putting this out into the universe to see what kind of discourse can happen. Who knows, maybe this video won't get that many views, maybe it will, but I just feel like I have a unique perspective on the idea of past lives because I am a twin, and I just want to provide you guys that and start the conversation in the comments below. I can always make an update video on my take on past lives as a twin. So let's get started. So the first things first is I'm a twin. I have a twin sister, and we think we're identical. And the reason why we don't know if we're identical or not is because when we were born in the hospital people came to my mom and were like, can we have like a group of students step in to watch this twin birth, because twin births are rare and they were trying to learn, and my mom, being my mom, was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So this group of students comes in to like watch us be born or whatever, and my sister was born first. I was born second. I actually had to be pulled out by a machine because there were some complications happening. But anyway, basically the reason why they don't know, or we don't know if we're identical twins, and I think we can get like our blood tested really easily to figure it out, but we've never done that. But anyway, the reason why we don't know is because these people that were watching, or the doctor, I'm not quite sure who, but I do know that somebody dropped the placenta bag on the ground, or whatever it is that like shows if we're identical twins. And so they dropped it, and my mom and my family doesn't know, except if you've seen pictures of my sister, we do look identical. It's almost this thing now where people try to be like, oh, I think you're identical. Oh, I think you're fraternal. But I think we're identical. And the reasons why is because we're both left-handed, and left-handed is an actual trait. Like, it's a trait that you get. It's not something that just develops. It's a trait, and it is very recessive. And our older sister is right-handed, and like our parents are right-handed. So it's like for us to both be left-handed and be fraternal and look so alike. And then also there's another thing in nature. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but because I'm a twin, I'm spitting twin facts to you today. Nature has a way to identify identical twins. And it is that one twin will have a discoloration in their eye. This happens with identical twins because it's a natural way for nature to make a difference between the two of you. And my twin sister has a light, little, really beautiful hazel section in her eye. We both have brown eyes. If you look really closely, there's some green in there. But my sister has this hazelnut, cute little caramelized section, and that only happens when there's identical twins. So moving forward, we think we're identical. We don't really care to get the test done, but I will maybe write in the comments if we ever do get that test done to kind of update you guys and let you know, because now I'm gonna dive into my take on past lives as an identical twin. So let me just start with saying I'm a spiritual person. I've always been a spiritual person. I have a Pisces rising sign. I'm a Virgo. Actually, what's funny is my twin has an Aquarius rising sign, because in astrology, the rising sign is dependent upon your minute of birth. So that's interesting. But anyway, that's actually kind of interesting now that I'm thinking about it, because your rising sign's your soul. And I actually know twins who don't have different rising signs. So in astrology, your rising sign's your soul. So it's kind of like, oh, that's something I didn't consider until literally never until I started filming this video right now. But anyway, moving forward and just kind of giving you my journey with the whole past lives. I share content on Instagram, and it is very spiritual. And so when doing that and when sharing content and all this, that, and the third, I've ran into people who are also spiritual. And at first, when I first heard about past lives, I was like, what? Like, and I liked the concept because I actually read some books about vampires that have past lives. I loved it. But thinking about if past lives were real, when it first hit me, my first thought, even backing up when I was a kid and I would like think about being a twin and my mom would be like driving us down the street, I would get really spiritual with it and be like, what would have happened if our cells didn't divide, right? What would have happened? Like, were we supposed to be one person? Because, you know, if you know anything about twins, it's one cell, one sperm cell. If you're not fraternal, identical twins is one egg cell and one sperm cell. And then that egg and that sperm cell both split apart to make two different people. So as a kid, I'd be like, we were gonna be one person. Like this phenomenon, this like one person thing really was something I grappled with. And I thought about like, who has the original soul? Like if it's like very materialistic and tangible where the soul comes from, then who has the soul, the original soul? Was it like, boom, you know, pull apart and then this one got the soul and then this one got a new soul? Or did we have one soul and that soul was too big? It was just too infinite, which might say something about my character thinking that, but if you know me and her, you know both of us are super deep and creative and any of that. So anyway, was it like, oh, we need to divide. We need to split this person into two different people because their soul's just too much for this universe. Like I really thought, or were we gonna be one soul? And then when we divided, that soul died and then we got two different souls. Like this was something I really thought about. And so when you think about that in terms of past lives, when people would be like, oh, do you have any past life experiences? Do you think about your past lives? I'm like, no. I was very blocked off to this whole past life thing because I was like, well, I don't know what angle to come at this. Because for me, and write in the comments if you think I'm wrong, I'm totally cool with that. Just kind of have like a nice attitude about it. But maybe I'm thinking about it too much on the tangible level where the soul doesn't come with the cells and things of that nature. Except I kind of do believe it works like that. Like I feel like intangible and tangible things are blended together. You know, we are spiritual beings. We have a tangible body. We have intangible emotions that you can't see. So it makes sense to me that the sperm and the egg bring the soul together. Maybe they're like the little conductors of the soul. So at first I had heavy pushback towards this whole past life thing until I did a meditation one day and had this super transcendental experience where I did have past lives. I've been here. My soul's been here on this universe. However, though, this is my new twin perspective on this. So I'm going to give you a couple of different ideas that you can chew on. And they are the following. The first idea is I wonder if twins are how new souls get made. Think about it this way. Think about if the egg and the sperm creates a soul somehow, or somewhere the soul lives, egg, sperm, I don't know. But think about it this way. What if there's just so many souls recycling and recycling and recycling and whatever, and they're that soul, they keep being that literal same soul. What if it's just like, okay, well, maybe now they're time to move on and it's time to become a new soul, and that's when twins happen. Maybe that soul reached its peak and twins divide the soul. Or maybe new souls get put into the twins. Like, I want to really know what you guys think about this, because as a spiritual person, I'm always learning, evolving, transcending. You can also DM me on Instagram. If you say something genuine, I will reply. So just know, like, just DM me because I love to talk to people. But also, where I want to come from this is what I've learned and what I believe about past lives is I think we are made up of soul threads. I don't think we're just, oh, past life, like I had all these past lives with this soul I have now, and I've always just been this soul that I have now. I don't think of it like that. I think that we are made up of soul threads, soul fibers. I think they're connected to the chakras. honestly. I think we have soul fibers of each chakra. This also may or may not be in my book. I'm writing a mermaid series, and so I have all these theories and that might go into my book. Now, it's not that I 100% believe in this. I'm an ENTP if you've taken the Myers-Briggs personality test, which means I like to flirt with different ideas. So, and I'm also not really gonna get my feelings hurt if you disagree with me, because that's just how we are. But I like to think that we have soul threads, and within those threads are past lives. And so like my sacral chakra could have a past life, and it could have been a part of a whole different chakra system. I don't think it's just like a past life you can remember completely and you've always been this way and this is always the soul that you've had. No, I think there's, like, think about it like from a breeding standpoint. Like when we make a human, where is all this energy coming from? Like, it's just wild to think about. Like, we are literally conductors of soul factories. Like, we are soul factories. When we come together to make another human and make a baby, we are making souls. Our bodies are portals into this world. Is that not freaking mind-blowing to you? So I just feel like it has to be more complicated than just like, oh, I have one past life, or I've always had this same soul. But that's my hot take. I do think there are past lives. I think it might be harder for me to remember my past life being a twin, but I also think that you can remember little threads of different past lives. And maybe this whole soul thread thing is only for twins. I don't know. But I'm ready to have this conversation. This is my ideologies on past lives as a twin. Thank you for watching this video all the way into the end. If you learned something new or like this and want more people to also hear this, give it a like, consider subscribing. Please feel free to comment down below your opinions, theories, beliefs, ideas. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.